The round of 16 begins at Chicago's Soldier Field. Germany and Belgium. It marked the return to international success of the great Rudy Fuller, scoring to give the Germans a lead.
But some problems again at the center of the German defense, and this mix-up results in a tying goal by Belgium.
One of the Germans enjoying a strong World Cup was number 18, Klinsmann. He continued his goal-scoring prowess. Again, Germany was on top. And in control when Fuller headed this goal home.
And then controversy. The great Belgian striker Weber taken down in the box by two German defenders, and no call made. Weber shows us his view of the decision, and it was all the more important several minutes later when Albert broke through the defense and scored Belgium's second goal. The Belgians felt cheated out of this game, and the Germans had yet another narrow victory.
A moving experience for Switzerland in the World Cup, but they weren't moving too well here on this move by Hierro, getting by an entire Swiss defense and scoring the first goal of the match for Spain. But more was to come for the Spaniards. Now it was Luis Enrique's turn to put on a finishing touch.
Spanish coach Javier Clemente wants no mistakes now, and is in fact rewarded by a third goal, this one from the penalty spot. A 3-0 victory for the Spaniards, who achieved their goal of getting to the quarterfinal. For Switzerland, the end of the dream. Saudi Arabian fans were ecstatic to be in the round of 16. The Swedes had some bigger expectations. And early on, it was a goal courtesy of Erdalin, as a great ball is served into him, and he gets his third goal by a header in the World Cup. Anderson at the other end, also a good header. This time goes on the ground and puts it right in the corner. But the Saudis showed why they truly belonged here with some great individual effort by Al-Ghachian, rounding the defense and burying it in the roof of the net to bring the Saudis within one. But on this day, Sweden and Anderson were not to be denied, as this time he finds the far post and celebrates their advance to the quarterfinals.
Most people felt this was the best game of the tournament, Romania versus Argentina, and it would be Romania scoring first off this direct free kick by Dumitrescu.
A bad mistake by Islas in goal, and if this was a demoralizing goal for Argentina, they didn't show it as they went on the attack and were rewarded by a penalty kick. And Batistuta gets his fourth goal of the World Cup.
But there was more to come for the offense of Romania. Dumitrescu slides by again. It's his second goal. Romania leads 2-1. Make it 3-1 when Hagi, one of the stars of this team, connects.
Then more attacking by Argentina. A loose ball. And Balbo is there to put it in the roof of the net and draw them within one goal. Well, that one goal was hardly sweet enough consolation for Maradona. He was badly missed by Argentina as they go out. For Holland and coach Dick Advocaat, the Irish round of 16 match was their biggest challenge so far. Overmars gets around the back of the Irish defence, and the danger man, Dennis Bergkamp, is there to finish it off and give Holland the early lead. More was to follow as Wim Jonk took one of his long-range shots, and Paki Bonner inexplicably let the ball in off his fingertips for the second Dutch goal. It was a great moment to savor for Wim Jonk and the Dutch team as they surged towards the quarterfinal, and a memory that Paki Bonner would rather not have of this World Cup. 4th of July in a sold-out Rose Bowl and before a record TV audience, the coaches of the US and Brazil expected a physical game. But nothing like what happened late in the first half as Leonardo turned on Tab Ramos and cracked him in the head with his elbow. The most vicious foul in the World Cup so far, and immediately Leonardo was given the red card as American players rushed to the defense of their fallen midfielder Tab Ramos. It would be the end of the World Cup for Tab Ramos and for Leonardo, who was suspended for the rest of the tournament.
But not the end for Brazil as they struck on the offense. On the right side, it is Bebeto. All he needs is an inch, and he got it at the far post. It's the only goal of the game. Brazil would win it 1-0. Fighting back the tears, the U.S. players saluted their fans. They were through in this World Cup, but they could hold their heads up high. The Nigerian fans and their players were starting to feel at home at Foxborough Stadium, especially early on against Italy, when Amunike scored the game's first goal. Arrigo Sacchi not happy with his team's efforts, at least not until the closing moments when the Italian hero came into form. Roberto Baggio puts the finishing touches on this goal that would tie it and send it into overtime. The heat was taking its toll. Baggio and others were stretching, knowing that they had at least another 30 minutes. And on this penalty kick, Roberto Baggio sealed the fate of Nigeria. It was the end of the line for this great African team, while Italy rolled on. Mexico would meet Bulgaria at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands, two contrasting teams. It was Stoichkov's goal that got Bulgaria off to a 1-0 lead.
And this was a game that Mexico felt they could win, but they needed a penalty kick to tie it up. In the heat of Giant Stadium, a broken goalpost gave all the players a needed rest. But after 90 minutes, there was still no more scoring, and 30 minutes of overtime did not produce a goal either. So it came down to the first penalty kick tiebreaker of the World Cup, and Lechkov hits the winner for Bulgaria. Mexico is out, and Bulgaria goes on to the quarterfinals.